Well, today on Between the Studs, we are going to go to Warsaw.
Warsaw Poland?
No, Lonnie, Warsaw, Indiana.
Oh, you mean to play like things like pickleball?
Yeah, we're gonna play a little pickleball.
Great.
But we're also gonna talk about the community, the restaurants, the shopping.
What about the jailhouse?
I guess the jailhouse.
This is exciting.
It is exciting, but Lonnie, what's most exciting is Granite Ridge Builders has a brand new subdivision coming in Warsaw.
Park Ridge. Stay tuned.
Okay, Dave, we are over here at Winona Lake Park, and you are a certified pickleball instructor.
Yes.
Pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the world right now. You said that you can make anybody play pickleball. Is that correct?
Tony, I'm going to try. I think mostly anybody, but this group, I'm not sure.
Between the Studs, tell us what we need us to do.
Well, first of all, we're going to have to assess what I've got out here because I'm not sure if I have really pure athletes.
Oh, you don't?
So let's look at first what we have, and then we'll go from there.
What do you want them to do?
I want them to bounce back the ball back and forth, just hitting it back and forth with each other.
Got this.
Just bounce
And
back.
remember, I don't want you guys killing the ball. It's nice and soft. Nice,
Okay.
soft touch.
Crap.
Okay? Tony, not bad.
Oh,
Bounce!
Oh no.
Elizabeth, we're athletes.
Oh,
We are.
What was that under thing?
no, sorry, Tony.
We spoke too soon.
Oh, come on, Izzy.
Okay, all right. We got this.
Soft.
Oh dear, look out.
Hey, Izzy, here comes another one at
Ooh,
you.
we got a nice little thing going
Oh,
here.
my goodness. We got a lot of work to do, Tony.
All right, let's group in. Dave says he's going to show us the game. Let's talk. Come on in.
All right, here we go.
Welcome to Between the Studs. We are Granite Ridge Builders, custom builders serving northern Indiana, northwest Ohio, and also parts of southern Michigan. We have been building custom homes for almost 2 decades, and we're really passionate about what we do. So join us today as we explore the processes, the trends, and also tips that characterize today's new home. Thanks for watching.
Okay, welcome back. As you can see, we're attempting to play pickleball. We are over here at the Winona Park pickleball court. We've got a certified instructor, and a lot of people have had a confusion about what pickleball is, what it does. But one thing, it's every community needs parks, and they also need a community center. This is it. Dave's going to talk a little bit about that in a second, but we're also going to try to show you a little of the basics about pickleball. But first of all, tell us why you got into pickleball, and you've been doing it for 8 years. What have you learned?
One thing I found about Tony is pickleball is a tremendous sport. It gets you involved, especially off the couch. Get some exercising in. That's the main thing. Second of all, you can meet so many wonderful people. I have met people that I would have never been introduced to before in my life that are just wonderful. And it also just gets you a sense of community.
Yeah, and we're going to talk a little bit that when we talk about parks too. All right, so first of all, we are going to impress you. We spent all night working on this. Every one of us has stayed up all night, and we know the history of pickleball. So let's try to give him that history.
Okay, so pickleball is an indoor-outdoor sport that is played with a hollow perforated ball and a flat paddle, and there's a net that's 34 inches tall.
So it's essentially played with a wiffle ball, but if you look at the game itself, it resembles a little bit of badminton, ping pong, and tennis.
You know, it's said in my house that bored kids get chores. But in 1965, 2 fathers had kids that were so bored, they ended up coming up with a new sport.
Yeah, and those fathers were Joel Pritchard and Bill Bell. They come home from a awesome golf round, and they were playing out in Seattle, Washington. They come home and their kids are sitting on the couch. They're like, "Dad, we don't have anything to do. What can we do?" So these guys took it upon themselves to create a game for their kids, get them off the couch a little bit.
Okay, so all they had was this equipment right here. They had badminton, they had tennis, and a few other things. So, Lonnie, so ping pong, and that would not work with the badminton.
Okay.
So that's what Pritchard said, nope, that won't work. Okay. So
And I got a ping pong paddle and a birdie.
that didn't work either, did it?
No, that didn't work.
I got my trusty tennis racket that I've played forever, but then a ping pong ball. That's kind of...
Ping pong paddles and a wiffle ball just don't quite get her done either.
Yeah, but I'm getting close here with the tennis racket and the wiffle ball.
Right.
But it still doesn't work.
Closer.
I'm not really, because badminton,
Tennis ball.
not
gonna work.
And Kayla already tried this, ping pong ball and tennis racket.
Pickleball and tennis ball.
So what's the equipment, Dave, that they came up with now? They have a paddle?
We've now come up with a very nice paddle, which is of various
a couple of
materials. And we have the pickleball, which is actually like a wiffle ball.
Got that.
Nice.
And here's the other main question. How did they come up with the name
Yeah.
pickleball? I mean, it's so strange. There's actually a couple theories. One is Joel Pritchard's wife thought that this was just a motley crew of different things thrown together, and it reminded her of a pickle fishing boat. Always the last boat to come in, the motliest of crews. They're pickling the fish as they're waiting for the big boats to go through. The other theory, which is my favorite, their dog's name was Pickle. And Pickle would always go catch the ball for you if it went off the court. So that's Pickleball.
Good dog.
Well, Tony, I am very impressed with all of your knowledge. However, the skills on the court are not there yet. I think we need some practice with the real paddles and a true pickleball.
Okay, let's get in line. He's going to teach us 4 important things.
All right, guys, first thing we're going to talk about is the serve. And there are 2 ways that we can serve. First of all, remember, behind the line, we're going to go to the opposite box when we serve.
Easy.
Wrist below the waist on an upward motion.
Okay.
All right, so number 1, basically, we drop it and we serve, or we drop the ball this way and serve. So let's see, you guys try those.
Nice.
Lonnie's got it, Lonnie's got it, Luke's got it.
Ooh.
Yes, all right, good job. Yeah. We're ready to take the courts.
All right.
The second major rules that we have to talk about is this area up here. Anybody, first of all, know what this area is? 7 foot from the net to this front line.
So living room.
It's the no, Tony. Some people make it the living room. It's the kitchen.
The kitchen.
And you ever heard stay out of the kitchen?
Okay.
That's what we're going to learn. First of all, you cannot hit the ball if you are standing in this out of the air. If my feet are in here, I have to let it drop. Okay?
Okay.
I cannot stand back here and hit the ball like this because my foot's on the line. So when we're up here, we have a ready paddle position and we hit it out of the air.
Wow.
All right, so why don't you guys just throw that ball up and try to hit just like that.
Oh,
yeah. There is hope yet.
So if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
You got
Somebody's
that's right.
ice maker's not working.
So now that we know how to serve and that we know this is a kitchen line, we have to worry about the dink.
Ooh, what?
Dink.
The dink shot, all right? It's a very slow shot that you're trying to go real low, okay, in order to hit a hard shot afterwards.
Lower, Izzy.
So the first one is get down a little ready position, and I want you to have a very loose grip. Back here when we were serving is tight, loose. I want very, very loose,
Not that loose.
and we're just going to pop the ball just right over the net, very, very gently.
I like this one.
So I'm going to throw, Elizabeth, I'm going to throw you one first, all right? Ah, she's doing very good, very good. Oh, Tony, that one, that's not that good. Good.
Oh.
All right, here's another one, Elizabeth. Tony.
Nice.
And Izzy. Yes! And do you know, Izzy had a little bit of cut on it. Good job, Izzy. Yes.
There we go.
Welcome back. On today's Between the Studs show, we're going to continue our specials on small towns and counties in your area. Today, we're going to be talking about Warsaw, Indiana.
And today, when a city or town promotes itself, one of the first things they talk about are their parks, because they know it's critical to their success.
And the parks enhance property values. They generate much more municipal revenue. They attract more people to live in the town, as well as workers and businesses as well.
And did you know that homeowners can get 8 to 20% increased value on their properties if they live close to a park? So that's $30,000 to $40,000 on a $300,000 home.
Living near a park or having access to a park not only helps your physical health, it also helps your mental health. Having outdoor access to places that you can just walk around and just be, it really helps you mentally as well.
Nature, that just
All the
does
green
it.
space.
Community,
And green
yeah,
space.
yeah.
Well, it encourages people to work out. It's imperative for kids' development to play, and it really is great to connect with nature.
Yeah.
And all this is part of what makes Warsaw and Kosciuszko County such an amazing place to live. They've got the parks, they've got the trails, they've got 3 major lakes, they have all kinds of activities, they have all kinds of fairs and just outdoor fun things to do, including things in the winter year-round, and its proximity to big cities like Chicago really make Warsaw the place to live.
Well, with Warsaw having all of those lakes, that does a great job of keeping families and people entertained throughout the summer months, but they also do a fantastic job with the amount of events and festivals that they put on. And then the trail system connects all those lakes as well as other areas throughout the town that are popular for people, destination points. So they've done a nice job to try to connect it all, and you don't even need a car for most of it.
Yeah.
One great example of one of the fantastic parks that they have here in Warsaw is Lucerne Park. It's on the southwest side of Pike Lake. It has just a little bit of everything that you want to do. There's event centers, a disc golf course, lake access, the Pete Thorne Rec Center, an exercise trail with exercise equipment there as well. It's a great place to watch the sunrise come up over and maybe have a cup of coffee.
Wait, that was a disc in one. Hold on.
Center Park, which is on the southern shore of Center Lake, is a great place to be. It's a perfect area for a picnic. It has beautiful flowers, a huge grassy area. It's stunning in Christmas for all the Christmas lights, and has a great summer concert series.
Well, as you can see, Warsaw is a top destination when it comes to shopping, beaches, lakes, but it's also a phenomenal place to work as well.
And Warsaw is not only the county seat, but it's also known as the orthopedic capital of the world due to all the orthopedic companies that were established here and have remained here.
And Zimmer Biomet, they represent 50% of the global market for total joint replacements.
Yeah, and Charity, that's interesting. In the early 19th century, there was two things that gave Warsaw its economic impact. One of those was the medical industry devices. The other one was tourism. Because of the weather and all the lakes, this was a big tourist location, and a lot of people came and decided to stay because it was so pretty.
It all started in 1895 when a guy by the name of Revra Depew decided to move into Warsaw. He really liked the area, so he decided he was going to make this the home of his first plant.
And Depew became the world's #1 manufacturer of orthopedic devices. And then in 1927, Biomet, Metrodonics, and numerous other orthopedic manufacturers started to join them in the area.
Now here's a really interesting fact about all of those orthopedic companies. Because of that, the Warsaw or the Kosciuszko Airport is the busiest private plane airport there is in the entire country because of how many of them fly in and out every single day.
Wow.
But the interesting other part of this is it's not just orthopedics. There are lots of companies that have made Warsaw and Kosciuszko County their main home, like Delight. Delight is a company that is the biggest manufacturer of movie screens.
Wow.
There's also LSC. They are the largest printing company that there is as well, and they're all located right here in Warsaw.
And don't forget about the Dalton factory. They're an iron casting factory. And then don't forget about farming and agriculture. That's extremely important to this county, and oddly enough, chicken eggs is one of the biggest producers right here in Kosciuszko County.
I had no idea.
Before we get into a little more detail about the things to do in Warsaw, I think what we need to do is let's tell some fun facts about Warsaw and maybe Kosciuszko County.
Hey, let's start with the name. Have you guys ever thought, where did the name Warsaw and Kosciuszko come from?
Well, Lonnie, luckily for you, I know the answer to that. So Kosciuszko County was organized in 1836. Now, it was named for a Lithuanian, Polish, and American general. He served in the American Revolutionary War. That was Thaddeus Kosciuszko. That's where that name came from. Now, Warsaw, the name of Warsaw actually came from Warsaw, Poland, because Warsaw is the county seat, and Warsaw is also the capital of Poland.
And the population of Warsaw is roughly 16,000 people. Now, Kosciuszko County is 80,000 people. This comprises of cities and towns such as Warsaw, Winona Lake, North Webster, Mentone, Pierceton, and Syracuse.
And we all know that Warsaw's nickname is the orthopedic capital of the world, but did you know they have another nickname, and that's Lake City, because of all the large lakes that are either in or surrounding the city.
Now, there are 3 primary lakes. The first one being Center Lake. Center Lake is on the southwest part of town and connected to the Tippecanoe River. It has 120 acres, has great beaches, Buffalo Street Plaza, fountains, and some great parks. The lake is kind of shallow and used to be used for the city's water supply.
Now, Pike Lake is on the southeast side. It's the largest lake. It has 228 acres, and it has great boat access. It has a great beach, a campground. It's a really amazing lake.
Then you have Winona Lake, which is technically its own town. And then there is also the village of Winona, which is great shopping in there. And it's also listed as the #1 small town in Indiana and one of the top 12 national small towns.
And we did a whole show just on Winona Lake, so you should check it out.
Yeah, hey, wait, there's one more, Luke. You and I are both kind of wannabe, competitive, water skiing teams. Guess what Warsaw has? A 40-acre lake. It's called Hidden Lake, and it has a nationally renowned team of 80 members. They have 30 shows a year, And the competitive skiing, the pyramids, is a must-see. So someday, Luke, you and I, we're going to try out. Now, they've got anywhere from 4 years old to 64. Now,
the Lake City skiers.
The Lake City skiers, it's a go-to event of the year.
I tried to go to it, but I couldn't find it on a hidden lake.
I thought you were going to say you tried out.
Can't find this lake.
No.
Now, Kosciuszko County boasts about having over 100 lakes in this county. Now, one of the most famous being Lake Wawasee. Now, it's over 3,000 acres of deep, green blue water. It's beautiful. And if you're looking for a good time, you should go out on the SS Lily Pad and go on a dinner cruise out there. It's amazing.
Well, then you got Big Chapman Lake and Little Chapman Lake, and they're clocking in at 512 acres and 177 acres, and both are located just outside of Warsaw.
And then there is Webster Lake. And Webster Lake is 585 acres, and it has the Dixie Sternwheeler on it, which is Indiana's oldest stern boat tour. And not to mention, it's got some great fishing on there. Then there's Tippecanoe Chain. Some people just refer to it as Tippy. There is over 1,100 acres of water there, and it turns into the Tippy River, the Tippecanoe River, which eventually comes into Center Lake here in Warsaw. And then the third lake I'd like to mention is the Barbie Chain. The Barbie Chain consists of 7 different lakes, and they comprise over 850 acres of water throughout those lakes.
Wow, I tell you what, we've got a lot of great information on parks. Now, let's get to downtown Warsaw and see what it has to offer.
Wait, hold. One more interesting fact, that there's a little place for some photo opportunities just around here. It's the largest man-made egg in America. It's located in Mentone, Indiana, and it's made of concrete slabs, weighs about 3,000 pounds, and is 10 feet tall. Great place to go get a photo.
How did you know that?
I think we're just going to
All right, we're going to go downtown.
Let's go downtown.
Granite Ridge Builders has a brand new subdivision located in Warsaw, Indiana, Park Ridge South.
It's located on the south side of Warsaw, near the high school. We've got pond lots, we've got daylight lots, we've got walkout lots.
And best of all, this subdivision features city utilities, city water, city sewer.
And natural gas. If you want a 3-bedroom home, a 4-bedroom home, a home on a slab or a basement, you need to check out Park Ridge.
And don't forget, this area qualifies for special financing, interest rates as low as 1%.
So Tony and I are standing downtown here in Warsaw, and besides being surrounded by some incredible shopping and some incredible places to eat, this gym behind us is beautiful.
You know, it's funny. Tony and I have this big competition about who can go to the most courthouses in Indiana. We've both been to this one multiple times because of how beautiful it is. If you're a history buff, you're going to love downtown Warsaw's historic district with its 13 commercial and government buildings.
Yeah, your first step should be the Kosciuszko County Courthouse. Of the 92 Indiana courthouses, this one is, rates at the top.
Oh yeah.
This was the country's 4th courthouse. I don't know what happened to those first 3, but it was built in 1884, and it's cost $200,000.
That's crazy, and it's built with this Indiana limestone facade. The courthouse is a perfect example of classic Victorian architecture, with a second empire style identified with the Mansford roof and the other features including the classic columns, decorative scrolls, garlands, corbels, on and on and on.
Yeah, the central entry pavilion, pair windows, arched double doors, porthole dormers, and a tall, tall chimney.
Now here is a couple of fun stats about this courthouse. It has over 50,000 square feet on 3 floors. There's over 2,700 bricks. If the bricks were set out end to end, it would extend 85 miles, and there is 678,000 pounds of iron, which would fill 16 semi-trailers.
Gotta see the courthouse, hopefully under the right circumstances, Tony.
Well, I can't help that.
Then we go to the Old Jail Museum.
Oh, a beautiful place.
The museum for the Kosciuszko County Historical Society is an exciting location just a block east of the courthouse square.
The old county jail predates the historic courthouse and was constructed in 1870 with its Gothic revival style, with castellations and embattlements, pointed arch windows, and rusticated limestone blocks.
Yeah, it's interesting that the sheriff's residence was actually on the 2nd level, integrated with the building, so that he was essentially always on duty, and his wife actually cooked the meals. And Tony, there's a couple of interesting stories that involve Warsaw and Kosciuszko County. Let's start with the John Dillinger story.
You know, John Dillinger, world renowned. He was known as the best bank robber of his time, all over northern Indiana, Illinois, southern Michigan. But when he came to Warsaw, he didn't rob a bank.
I've heard rumors that he robbed a very interesting building. What was it?
He robbed the police station. He robbed them of bulletproof vests, ammunitions, guns. He went in there and he took them for that. And I just want to know, who did they send out to talk to the newspapers at the time that the police station was robbed?
You got to give him a break because he only had one bullet and he kept it in his pocket. It wasn't in his gun.
So are you kind of saying that Warsaw and Mayberry kind of the same?
Yes. And then there's also
that's Lonnie Norris at GraniteRidgeBuilders.com.
And then there's Carol Lombard and Clark Gable.
Yes.
They spent a lot of time here because Carol's parents, well, first of all, Carol actually lived in Fort Wayne part of her time, and then her parents actually had this little cabin up on Lake Barbie, and it said they actually honeymooned up there.
Well, here's the interesting thing. For people of my generation who may not understand, Clark Gable and Carol Lombard, this was Clark Gable's third marriage. And this is kind of like Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck getting married and honeymooning right here in Winona. It was huge.
Who's that? Anyway, check out Kosciuszko County. You won't be disappointed.
All right, Mike and Elizabeth, I've got a few friends that live in Warsaw, and we love to come to Warsaw to visit them because there is no shortage of things to do here, and there's such a wide variety. We should list them off.
So the first thing that I would do if I came to visit Warsaw is go see a Broadway quality show at the famous Wagon Wheel Center for the Arts. Since 1961, this round amphitheater has been wowing the crowds there.
Visit the amazing Warsaw Cut Glass Company. Watch glass cutters work their magic, cutting glass in the original 1911 buildings with vintage machinery. It's one of the last U.S. companies that's actually cutting glass.
You could visit the Warsaw Biblical Gardens. It's situated on approximately about 3/4 of an acre. This biblical garden is the third largest in the United States and offers more species of plants than any other except for the Holy Lands. The garden's comprised of 6 microclimates which represent the main environments in the Bible, and it contains over 100 plants that are named specifically in the Bible.
Guys, how about we go old-fashioned roller skating and have a party at Hanson's East Lake Skating Center? And guys, we were lucky enough to visit the Village of Winona Lake Shops. Now, I promise you, if you go there, you will not be disappointed.
There's also skateboarding, and it's family friendly at the Mantis Skate Park.
And if you followed Between the Studs for any amount of time, you know we got to talk about architectural styles. So there are so many as you drive downtown Warsaw. The district encompasses 14 residential buildings. The homes built between 1816 and 1920 include Italianate, Queen Anne, bungalow, and American craftsman style architecture.
You could study nature along the Byers Farm Greenway Trail. It opened back in 2004, and this trail passes through a wetland on the east shores of the Pike Lake, crosses a boardwalk that's measuring 1,800 feet, plus you will see natural plants, animals, and even a stone amphitheater. And Luke, I know you spent a lot of time on that trail, and you love it.
I really do.
You can also take a walk or a bike ride on the Winona Lake Heritage Trail, which goes through the village of Winona, along the lake, then into the woods and over Cherry Creek, which features many beautiful themed sculptures of Winona's history and statues that represent the biblical Beatitudes.
Now, we've talked about the Winona Lake Trail system, but maybe not as well known, but extremely popular, and people come from hundreds of miles to do it. There's a 9-mile dirt mountain biking trail that has challenging uphill climbs.
You could play disc golf at Lucerne Park.
Or you could stop by the Anthology Whiskey Room, located in the St. Regis Club in downtown Warsaw. It boasts the largest number of whiskeys to sample in the Midwest.
Wow,
check that out, Mike.
No doubt.
Or you could stroll through the Atelier Art Gallery, a contemporary art gallery in downtown Warsaw.
One of my favorite things to do if I were up here, I would go kayaking on one of the many lakes in Warsaw.
Well, and speaking of lakes, Warsaw boasts the most pristine beaches and the most amazing parks, fountains, splash pads, picnic and camping areas in the Midwest. Of course, some examples that we've talked about earlier are Pike Lake Beach, Center Lake Beach and Park, Central Park Gardens, Winona Lake Beach, and Lucerne Park, just to name a few.
There's really something here to do for everybody, any walk of life. You're going to find something that you like to do here in Warsaw.
Now, Mike, I've never done the whiskey.
I'm going with you.
Go for it. I'm going to the lake.
Well, Charity, I think we get to talk about the best part of Warsaw, and that is the restaurants.
Absolutely. There are so many places to eat, and there's such a variety of food to eat, too. Many different types of cuisine here in Warsaw.
Let's talk about some of the favorites here.
You can go to the Boathouse. It's a waterfront restaurant. The food's simple but delicious with some outstanding service.
There's Noah Wood Grill that has some great sushi and grill food.
Your dad tried to tell me there's an indoor volleyball court there.
I've never seen it, but that would be awesome.
I'm gonna need to see that one to believe it. Cerulean has contemporary American restaurant food that has an open kitchen, formal dining room, comfortable lounge that feature classic American dishes with a modern twist. The wine list offers a wide selection of domestic and international wines.
Now, I love the La Troje's great Mexican food that's great flavor.
Barani Kitchen is a hidden gem in Warsaw. They offer a variety of Indian food, including vegetarian and vegan options, as well as a la carte options, and also a large selection of desserts, including several vegan options.
The 110 Craft Meadery, it's healthy, flavorful, reasonably priced, and they have great craft beers, cocktails, and wine.
That place looks really cool too.
So awesome.
It does. So the Wabash Donut Shop, you know how we love a good donut at Granite Ridge Builders. They have a ton of delicious donuts. They've been in the area for years. They have a wide variety from the classic flavors to some pretty creative specialty options.
Now, every great town needs a perfect pizza place. You have Gamby's Pizza. It's known for its unique features like brick oven pizzas, homemade pasta dishes. It's a great place to go.
Creighton's Crazy Egg Cafe and Coffee Bar has fresh eggs, handcrafted food, fresh coffee, and homemade favorites with a modern twist, rustic farm-style atmosphere.
And we just went there for breakfast this morning. It was delicious. Last but not least, we got the Ledgeview Brewing Company, family-owned, quality barbecue, and some great craft beers.
Well, I don't know which I want more because it's kind of warm out here now. I don't know if I want food or maybe we could just go get a cold beer.
That works for me.
Okay.
That's perfect. I love it.
Beautiful day here in Warsaw, and sitting out here by these park benches makes us think about our addition in Warsaw.
Park Ridge, you've heard the name for years. We've been building out there for a long time. But we really noticed that there was a need for new housing in Kosciuszko County. So we've opened up a new section, new streets, new types of lots with basement lots and wooded lots. We have everything here in Park Ridge. And the great thing is, like before, 0 down payment, could be interest rates as low as 1%. We are really trying to help take care of that housing need here in Kosciuszko County.
Rents have gone up through the roof everywhere, and Warsaw has not been an exception to that rule. So we're still trying to meet the housing need that's everywhere in Indiana today.
And here's the thing, we're just getting started on this. If you would like one of those premier lots, you need to reach out to us now, 260-490-1417, GraniteRidgeBuilders.com, and you could put one of the premier lots on hold today for no money down.
So what are you waiting for? Pick up the phone, go to our website, make sure you get yourself locked in on one of the great lots in Park Ridge, Warsaw, Indiana.
Well, Dave, thank you so much for teaching us this awesome sport of pickleball. We had a lot of fun learning this so far today, and we love learning this because it's very important to the community of Warsaw here and a lot of other places, so it's really fun to be able to be a part of it.
Thank you very much. And let's just, for one last time, let's do a serve.
Oh, yes!
Here we
Go!
No, I told him underhand. Oh.
By the way, Izzy, look at the ding-dongs playing ping pong.
We got next, right?
Oh, they've been bugging us. Hey, can we play?
Come on, we get in there.
Oh!
But we also can make you,
Yeah, it's true. Everything he says is true. Me up, that's all, folks.
and the Porky Pig comes out.